Hello peeps, welcome to another Twisted Boundless episode. In this episode we are going to do a quick little tutorial type video covering the workbench. Now the workbench is probably one of the most important pieces of machines that a player will make in Boundless. You start off as a new player. One of the first skills that you unlock is the basic crafting recipes, which gives you the basic recipes inside of a crafting table. Inside of crafting table you will find a workbench, and as you're progressing through the tutorial it'll have you craft a workbench as one of the objectives as you're advancing through. So you need any timber, you need 10 of any timber, 2 of any base metal, and 1 ancient tech fragment to make a single one. And now you can actually do these in both bulk and mass, which will reduce the cost overall and give you more output. So after you queue up your workbench, it'll come out in the okay, I do have one. It'll come out in your right here in your crafted items. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to just let's just make one quick. Show what it looks like as we're crafting it up. What else do we need? 1 ancient tech fragment. We got plenty of those. We just don't have no space. Right, let's throw that back in there. Grab one of those. So basically then you go to your crafting table, you scroll down and you'll find your workbench. And now we have timber, we have base metal, and we have our ancient tech fragments. So then you hit craft. It only takes a minute to craft one, and when it completes crafting it'll show up here in your crafted items location in your crafting table. And then from there you'll get 4 boxes. You equip your 4 boxes and you just have to place them in a line, and you can place them, there's multiple ways that you can place them. You can place them straight across, all on the ground like that. You can pick them up one by one. You can place them straight on top of each other like these ones are. These are straight up and down on top of each other. You can do them in blocks of 4 like that. So there's lots of different configurations that you can utilize depending on how you want them to look in your build and how you want to integrate them into your builds. So there are a number of different skills that you need to unlock to actually be able to craft things in the workbench. starting off in the item crafting skill tree, you'll find things like common furnishing recipes, which are the doors, storage, signs, shop stands, as well as locks and torches. I believe every one of those items is, so here's torches. Every one of those items is crafted in the workbench. You also have advanced furnishing, which is signs, torches, lanterns, as well as request baskets. So these are all items that are crafted in the workbench. You get into the common machine recipes to be able to craft your compactors, your refinery machines, your iron furnaces, your spark cores, and the spark cords to power your machines are also all crafted in the workbench. So you can see why they prioritize the workbench as being one of the items that you craft during the tutorial, because it is probably the most used machine that you're going to have. Even these common block recipes, like the machine blocks from soil, rock, coal, and metals, a lot of these machine blocks are crafted in the workbench. I don't think these ones are, though. The compact and refined blocks are done in a different machine. This one is done in your workbench too. Be able to craft the mixer machines and the titanium furnaces, along with a lot of the stuff that's in here is all crafted in the workbench too. So basically your majority of your recipes all deal with the workbench stuff. So you have your bone extract, which isn't crafted in the workbench, but your cloth is, slides and trampolines are, and then in the advanced items recipes, the cogs are, your portal conduits are crafted in there, and I believe your healing brews are. But we'll look through the items in the machine too. And then you get down to your item crafting, and then here's the next important parts of items that are craftable in the workbench is all of your tools. So you have all your common tools, which is obviously all your tools are your hammers, axes, shovels, and the common ones are from the basic metals, which are iron, silver, and gold. You have your advanced tool recipes, which are the ability to craft your tools from titanium and gems, and expert isn't in the game yet. And then you have your common weapon recipes for the sling bows, and again these are the common ones, which are the iron, silver, and gold, and then you have the advanced, which are the titanium and gems. You have the technology recipes, which are the chisels and grapples from iron, silver, and gold, and you have the advanced ones from titanium and gems, and then you have the decorative recipes, which are the decorative blocks including glass and bricks. Now, one of these, like the bricks aren't crafted in the workbench, but the decorative blocks are, like the decorative, like a I just made a bunch of them in the last stream. These blocks here, these decorative igneous rock, these blocks are crafted in the workbench. We also have, just to cover briefly, the bulk craft and the mass craft. These two skills are what unlocks the ability for you to be able to get a reduced cost of resources when you craft items. So with bulk craft, basically say you craft, instead of crafting one at a time, if you do a bulk craft, you craft roughly, I don't know, like three to 5 items, and it won't cost you as much as if you crafted them one at a time. So these two skills as a crafter are huge to have because it saves you a lot of resources, and it greatly increases your production that you craft at. So let's take a look at inside of the recipes inside the workbench. So just like all your other machines, you press E to interact with it, and you start off right now with on the recipes tab. Now there's different filters, so you can cycle through the different filters. Right now there's no filter enabled right now, so you could click over currently craftable. These are what's craftable, and in one of the latest updates they made it so you don't have to put anything in the contents. It'll utilize anything out of your bag. So basically I have the copper bar in my bag, so that's why I'm able to craft the cog. And again, like I said, there's the single, which if you see, this requires 1 copper bar to make 1. If I did a bulk, I would be able to craft 10, and it only requires 8 bars. So if instead of crafting one by one to get up to 10, costing me 10 copper bars to make 10 of them, I save 2, and then in the mass you get 50 for 36 copper bars. We can filter over, so now the next filter available is tools, and you can see all of the different tools that are available for you to craft, all of the gem tools, and they're separated out too. So you have your metal gear, so you have your copper hammer, copper shovel, copper axe, and your iron hammer, iron shovel, iron axe. And you have your alloy gear, which is your silver, your gold, and your titanium, and then you have your gem gear. So then we scroll over one more, and we have our weapons, which are separated out the same way. You have your metal gear, so copper and iron, your alloy, which is silver, gold, and titanium, and your gem gear, which is your amethyst, all your different gems. And the next one over is your equipment. So you have your basic gear, which would be torches. And it actually shows like a lot of the repeat stuff. Your metal gear. Actually, no, it's different stuff. So this has your chisels, spanners, and grapples in metal. Your chisel, spanner, and grapple in alloy for silver, gold, and titanium. And then your gem gear, which is your chisels, spanners, and grapples, and torches in gem gear. And then we have our blocks that we can make. So some of these blocks are listed in here, but they're not currently available in the game. So we have our decorative rock blocks. So you have the decorative metamorphic rock, the decorative igneous block, which we showed you, the different sedimentary, and so on. You have your machined copper and your machined iron. In the metal section, your alloys, which are machined silver, machined gold, and machined titanium. These blocks aren't in the game yet, but eventually they should be added, where you'll be able to craft your decorative amethyst and all of your various decorative gem blocks. The special ones aren't in the game yet either, because this rift resource isn't available yet. Your conduits, you can craft your portal conduits. Now, I have most of the ingredients in my bags to be able to craft the portal conduits. The only thing I don't have is spark, and we'll cover that in a little bit too. So we have fittings, what are called fittings, I guess, which are your lantern, your gleam lanterns, your trampoline, and your slide. So we go over one more, and you have filters functional. So scroll back up to the top, you have your crafting devices. So this is where you'll find the rest of your recipes for the rest of your machines. So you have your extractor, your compactor, your refinery, your mixer, and then you have your iron furnace and your iron crucible, your titanium furnace, and your titanium crucible. And you also have your spark core and your spark cord. You have your door, your trap door, your request basket, and your shop stand. And then you have your lock, sign module, and your signs. And then I think, oh, we have a couple more. In the components for resources, and under filter for resources, in your components you have cloth, nails, and cogs. And then in decorative you have your plinth, which is used to make shop stands, your consumables, which is your warp augment, and that's all of them. So that's your recipes tab. And obviously you have your contents tab in the middle, which shows your current inventory and your bag space up here. And you can add inventory down into the spot down here. And then that stuff will stay in the workbench as you exit out. And then just like in the crafting table, you have your crafted items on the bottom. So when you craft something, let's see, we'll just make a, let's hit the filter over for craftable stuff. We'll make a, how long does a door take? Door takes 3 minutes. We'll make a cog really quick. So as this cog is crafting, obviously you can see, click on the Q tab and it'll show you what you're currently crafting, and it'll give you a countdown of your time that's left. You can only craft, I believe it's 10 items up to, you can only queue up to 10 items at a time. And now after the item is done crafting, it pops up into your crafted items here. And if this fills up, so say we crafted 10, well there's 8 slots here. Say we crafted 10 totally different items. When this fills up, the crafting will pause until this gets cleared out to create enough room. It'll craft the 9th item, but since it don't have anywhere to go, it'll basically pause. It'll pause the crafting until a spot is open up. And once you clear this spot out, it'll put the current crafted one into that spot, and then it'll start crafting the last one. On the content screen, you have spots for your spark. Now obviously I'm not connected to my spark core, so I don't have any spark showing. Power's not in the game yet, but eventually that'll be another resource similar to spark that you'll utilize for crafting items, and I believe it's going to be used for like crafting some of these. Currently, the way that it's set up in the game, it's going to be used for crafting like these gem blocks. So see, it'll use to craft this decorative amethyst block. It'll use a refined amethyst, 720 spark, and 30 power. And then you have the condition. So each item that you craft has a wear rating for it. So this is 8. And if we look at the cog, we crafted one cog which had a wear rating of 8. And we look at our condition, it says that we have 8 out of 4,000. And if this reaches to the max, your machine is essentially broken. It'll stop crafting any other items until you repair it. In order to repair it, you need to have a spanner. And basically all you do is you take a spanner, you equip it in your hand, and so I have the spanner in my left hand, so I'm going to use my left mouse button and just wrench the, basically you just wrench the machine that you want to repair. Now you can see our condition is back down to 0 out of 4,000. Now we can take a quick look at my workbench that's connected to my spark core, and you see I currently have 49,080 spark saved up. Now if we look in here and we're on filter for currently craftable, we currently have a lot more items that are craftable in here because we have a lot more items that are in our workbench storage. And basically that's about all there is about the workbench. Quickly cover the spark core because this is a very important part of your machine production too. And as you see, my spark cores, I had put in some coal to generate some spark, and my spark cores are actually wore out, so I actually need to repair my spark cores. And now you can see the condition is wearing down. So we're about halfway done here. And you get XP, and you see my XP bar up in the upper right hand corner is going up, and I think I have it now. It's completely, and since they're all connected together, all you have to do is repair one. I have 4 spark cores connected together, and what this does for you in your machine production is it allows you to produce spark faster. So right now I'm basically burning these 2 stacks of coal basically equal, so one's in one spark core and one's in the other. So if I stack these together, I still get the same amount of spark, but it'll take me 4 times as long as if I separated this out basically like so. So now it's split out between 4 different spark cores, and you'll generate your spark 4 times as fast doing it this way, which helps obviously speed up your production because you're not waiting as long for spark to generate. So that is going to do it for this episode. Kind of a brief tutorial and walkthrough of the workbench and some of the various recipes that go along with the workbench, and how to craft the workbench and how to assemble the workbench. Hopefully this video helps out some of the newer players, or if you're a seasoned veteran, maybe you pick up something that you didn't quite know about the workbench. If you have any questions about the workbench, let me know in the comments, or if I forgot something and didn't cover it, let me know in the comments too. I don't know 100% everything about this game, and they are constantly updating things, so there might potentially be something that I could miss, but I believe I covered it all. The recipes are unfortunately a little confusing as to what gets unlocked from which machines, and which recipes are crafted in which machines. But if you liked this video, hit the like button. If you would like to see me do another video like this, possibly like on the refinery or on any of the other machines, let me know in the comments too, because I can definitely put together something that covers them too. So I will talk to everybody later. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see everybody around.
Yabo!